Well, my name is Tony Mavicki. I work here at the White River Junction VA. I'm a veteran. I've come here since 1978 as a patient, and I do transgender education here at the VA in White River. I developed this program about 8 years ago, and when I developed the program, it was to help people understand transgender and transsexualism.
It's more in depth than I expected, so when you start finding out what human experiences, what we all go through, what an individual has to go through in a transition, so I think it opened my eyes more to what they have to go through, whichever, and the biases that they may encounter every day, that we try to alleviate that, hopefully, for them.
I took the most out of the personal story. For me, I work in the emergency department here at the VA, and I come in contact with some people, transgender people, and it was nice to get the personal story, because now I feel like I have something that I can relate a little bit to my patients and the people that I'm seeing every day. For example, like now I have an understanding of some of the emotional things that they can go through, some of the physical changes, some of the loss, losing family, losing friends, and that is, something that I can appreciate now, having an understanding of.
As a healthcare provider, you never know who's going to walk through the door, and I think it's important, in order to be able to care for people, to have a knowledge at least of their life and their reality.
The thing that struck me most of all in attending the program was the emotional content, and I guess the biomechanics, in children knowing early on that that they're in the wrong body, and then the emotional struggle that people put up with, trying to come to terms with being in the wrong body, and then coming to terms with changing out of the wrong body. Those are the pieces of this that really struck me.
I think it's helped me to be more sensitive to, for one thing, now I definitely, I'm not afraid to ask the question, like, how do you want to be addressed? Do you, Miss, Mr., things like that. I think maybe in the past I was more scared to ask the questions, and maybe could insult somebody by saying the wrong thing, and now I can ask those questions, and I guess I just have a better understanding of how to meet somebody like that.
The most important thing that I learned in the program is to accept the difference in people, and I learned knowledge of transsexual people that I didn't know before.
Well, for veterans that have changed gender, for one thing, healthcare professionals can meet them with a greater understanding and sensitivity.
And it's at the VA, we say that every veteran is important, not just the greater group. Every single veteran deserves the best care. And that goes to people in the world. Every person deserves to be respected and treated decently. And that's really an important thing to keep in our hearts.
We deal with every type of individual, nationality, everything. So I think the more a police officer can relate to somebody or find common ground, it's an easier way to help us find an end that means the goal.
I think that I learned what I didn't expect to learn was such a significant emotional experience that I didn't really realize was behind the whole thing. I mean, I think it's really important to know where your patients are coming from, and in order to provide the best care for them, to not be insensitive, and to just having a greater understanding of that is important.
Yeah, I learned the struggle of a transsexual person, and I have a different appreciation for them, because I can't imagine struggling your whole life to be who you really are.
I think that most social workers and helping professionals should take this program, because it opens up ideas about people that people don't generally think of on a daily basis. I mean, I was pretty untouched by the transsexual population until coming into the program. Coming into the program and being a part of the program made me more aware that there are lots of people out there. And the other part of this too is that the DoD has softened their rules on accepting LGBT people into the military, and because of that, we're now seeing a larger, I don't know, we're seeing a population that's been underground, maybe, because they've not been fully accepted, starting to emerge. So I think as clinicians, it's important to us to be able to be aware and to develop sensitivities around working with people that are either caught in the wrong body or transitioning to a different body.
It's important for us as a society to accept the differences in one another.
A lot of people have come out, and lately in the news, the sensationalism of Caitlyn Jenner. But there's been a whole bunch of other military people. Tony, our LGBT coordinator, was military at one time as well. So we're seeing more and more people coming into the facility.
Everybody should take it. It doesn't hurt you, so there's no pain involved.
I would just like to say that with the support of leadership, this class has been a huge success.